Welcome back everyone, Ben here, and today we are going to be checking out some of my top picks from the NextFest that is happening in October 2025. Now if you don't know what NextFest is, it is a online indie festival that is hosted by Steam, and this one is running from October 13th until October 20th, so it's a week celebration of upcoming games, and it's a great time for indie devs all the way up to like AA, I'd say, to offer their demos and basically get a bit of marketing push and some exposure to what they've been working on over the numerous years or however long it takes from some games. Some of these games have had demos already up, some will have demos just for this period and will be taken down on October 20th, and then some will still have a demo that'll be available after October 20th. So kind of down to the individual dev what they decide to do with that. So what I will do is obviously I'm going to leave chapters for the games I'm going to talk about. You'll be able to find them on Steam, wishlist them, all that kind of stuff. You can follow my curator page on Steam as well. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to that in the description below as well. And then you can check out the demos yourself or add them to your wishlist and keep an eye on them and their development if they catch your eye. Obviously, it goes without saying, there are thousands of demos available during this Steam Next Fest. So this is merely a handful, small offering of ones that just caught my eye. I've had a little try of each of these, and some of them I've actually tried beforehand because I've had like access as a creator. Some of them I've been checking out since the Next Fest started, and I thought I'd just put this together so you guys can have a little look and check them out yourself. Obviously, if there are any that I missed or any that you think, oh, this is really something that needs to be looked at, drop in the comments below, let me know. Also, worth mentioning before we get started, I will be having a couple of longer videos for some of the games on this list where I will have my actual full playthrough of them, and also there's a couple that I haven't added to this list because I want to kind of check them out still, but I know they're going to be kind of a full video first. That all said, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoy the video, and let's jump straight into the first one. First off, let's start with ANGST. It's a solo survival game in a frozen, mysterious limbo world. Craft tools, hunt, fight, build, and master skills to stay alive and escape the limbo. Face the ultimate survival challenge. Now, it's got a top-down Project Zomboid viewpoint, isometric, I guess. It's got a nice kind of art style, though, a little bit cartoony / cel-shaded, a little bit of like maybe the Long Dark influence there. It's got this overworld and this map, and you can do fishing and all these different like activities. Basically, seems like from the trailer as well as like the little bit of gameplay I played, you're mainly like combating against the wildlife and the world itself and trying to survive, which makes it really interesting. You are possibly going to die and have to retry and all that kind of stuff as well. There are quests, there are also things that are going to take you into like forests and frozen rivers and desolate plains, as it says, as well as being able to check out cabins and fish in icy waters and things like that as well. Deeper you venture though, the further you go, the deadlier it becomes. So it's kind of one of those things where, from what I'm gathering, it's not necessarily something that you're going to like win with. You're kind of just trying to go as far as you can. Maybe there will be a win state, but you're probably going to have quite a few tries to get to the end of this, but looks really interesting. Next up, we have Crisol Theatre of Idols. It's a first-person horror action game set in Hispania, a twisted version of Spain. You're going to play as Gabriel, a soldier who uses blood as both weapon and lifeline, explore the cursed island of Tormentosa, uncover dark secrets, and battle horrifying enemies. Will you survive? This is from Vermilla Studios, but it's actually published by Blumhouse Games, and Blumhouse obviously are the big horror movie publisher, producer. So this is their like they're venturing into video games. This isn't the first one of theirs. They do have a few others. It's got a kind of like, I want to say like a BioShock energy to it. So looks really cool. Like all the weapons look really nice, and yeah, it's basically got a really cool like enemy design to it as well, kind of like a BioShock and a Lies of P. It's got that kind of art style that's like quite striking for me. Yeah, it's not like a boomer shooter or anything. It is a bit more of like a story narrative shooter with that kind of horror elements, which I think is why the BioShock stuff's speaking to me. Enemy design, weapon design looks really cool, and the main thing here is that the blood is your lifeline and your ammo, so every shot is draining your life as well, and so you're kind of can't go too gung-ho, because obviously the more you shoot, the more you drain your health, and so you got to like balance that. And obviously you'll be able to upgrade your powers and be able to get more kind of blood for your buck, I guess, and your damage and stuff, so you can fight for longer, as well as ways to replenish it and all that kind of stuff too. Just looks really interesting, and I can't wait for this one. No date for this one, it just says coming soon. This one looks very, very promising indeed. Kriophobia, we're going to be trapped in the depths of a frozen Soviet bunker. Geophysicist Anna must survive deadly cold, horrifying abominations. The trauma of a buried past is going to be haunting her as well. A third-person survival horror blending psychological storytelling with hand-drawn static cameras. So I really like the art style with this one. Very said it's got that drawn kind of cel-shaded art style. I don't know if cel-shaded is the right term for it, but looks really, really nice. Got that kind of like pencil-drawn effect, like the darkness and things like that. And it's got that fixed camera perspective, like the old school kind of Resident Evil games and things like that. So clearly like a bit of inspiration there. You've got that as well with the like the inventory and the item overviews. Definitely got like a creepy vibe going for it, and we're kind of not sure whether Anna is seeing like these actual things in person or if they're like visions and things like that. So you kind of doubt what you're seeing, and that just adds to the tension as well. Apparently we'll have the choice whether to engage with the tense combat or to try and evade and stay out the way. But resources are limited, the cold is lethal, and every decision counts. This is being published by Indie.io and from developer Ferrosoft, and there's no date on this one yet. This one's another top-down kind of isometric survival horror game, and this one is with twisted monsters and a warped reality. Scavenge and build to survive terrifying days and nights while using stealth and noise to fight enemies that stalk by sound, all styled with bold comic art and an 80s horror vibe. This is, of course, I Hate This Place, and this is one that I saw, I think it might have been during the Summer Games Fest, but it was one that really stood out to me. It's been on my wish list since then, and we actually get to try it and get our hands on it. The cool thing with this one as well is that it's coming on the 7th of November, so we don't have to wait too long for this one. It has a dynamic day-night cycle, so during the day you'll want to explore, scavenge supplies, and craft what you need. And then when night falls, that's when the real nightmares come out to play. More enemies are going to be there, they're going to be stronger, they're going to be more aggressive, and the landscape becomes harder to navigate because you only have your flashlight. So sometimes you just want to find shelter and hunker down until morning. This one looks really, really interesting though. I love the 80s vibe and the kind of comic book style and stuff. And actually the story is told via the comic book. Really looking forward to this one. This next one is another Blumhouse Games game coming soon, and it's called Sleep Awake. In the last known city on Earth, people are disappearing in their sleep. Those who remain exist in a crisis of reckless experiments to keep awake. Navigate depraved death cults, otherworldly forces, and the ever-present horror of the hush to save yourself and those who rely upon you. So this is going to be a first-person immersive psychedelic horror narrative experience, and basically everyone's trying to remain awake because obviously if you go to sleep, you then disappear. We're going to be playing as a character called Katya, and we're going to be trying to stay out the way of those death cults as well as trying to stay awake. There's going to be puzzles and all that kind of stuff too. It's actually led by Corey Davis, known for Spec Ops The Line, and Robin Fink, 9 Inch Nails. So really cool kind of combination. We're going to have FMV sequences, psychedelic visuals, and blurring boundaries between reality and imagination. There is going to be combat, there is going to be stealth, and there are going to be like chase sequences as well, because this is at its core a horror game. And if anything, reminding me a little bit from what I played of that Karma, The Dark World. I actually played that at the Steam NextFest, I think this time last year. Very similar vibes in the sense of like dystopian and kind of very, very weird, but visually stunning as well. So really looking forward to this one. And yeah, it's straight on my list. No release date for this one yet either. Changing gears a little bit, this one is Dwarf Delve. In this first-person extraction roguelite adventure, strap on your gloves, grab your battle mallet, and explore randomly generated mines as a new delveling. Gather riches, avoid deadly hazards, and try to make it out with your beard intact. This is from Gloombox and published by Indie.io. No release date for this one yet, but it is basically a mining kind of extraction survival game. So you're going to go in, the mine will be randomly generated. You need to go in and get different resources, things like that. And then you want to get out before the cave collapses on you or you run into any trouble or anything like that. So you will have like lanterns and flares that you can like light up the way. Think like Minecraft, but you've got to get in and get out without dying. And it's kind of got a little bit of that Deep Rock Galactic / Minecraft feel to it. That's probably the best way to like, I was thinking of two games and combining them together. Obviously, when you get back, you've got like a home base that you can then upgrade your weapons and your tools and things like that to make your next run more successful. So that's the roguelike kind of element to it. and you basically will go in, and each run hopefully will make you stronger. Obviously, you can then obviously trade resources for other like perks and skills too. So there's like not just the grading of your tools, but your character itself as well. Not sure if this is just solo though at the moment. It doesn't say it's got multiplayer, but it seems like one of those that would be great for like a multiplayer one. So yeah, maybe that'll be in a future update. But again, no release date for this one yet, but one to add to the list for sure. So this next one was really interesting. This is Directorate Novitiate, and we're going to become Mercury, a ruthless enforcer with deadly arcane power in this thrilling third-person action RPG. By night, hunt killers and battle supernatural syndicates in the underworld of early 2000s Los Angeles. By day, keep your real life from falling apart. So this, when I was playing the demo, was like a mixture of Max Payne in a way, with the like the slow-mo and just the third-person perspective and things like that. You also were able to like fire out spells, and you've got the bit of like John Wick energy with the dual pistols as well for that Tomb Raider energy. So, and obviously a female protagonist. So it's like a mix match of stuff, but really, really cool setting, because you've got like these powers, you've got different weapons as well. You can wield them all. All the spells are on like 1 to 4. You've got like a healing and items on C and Z as well. And then you've obviously got your actual, whether it's a pistol or micro SMGs, or you can get like these shotgun pistols. A little bit of platforming. The weapons only come out in the battle section, so it's very like scripted in that sense that, you know, when you're in a fight section, you're in a fight section, and when you're in a puzzle section, you're in a puzzle section. And nice like kind of bit of character building. The demo literally takes like 20 minutes, so it's not something that's like super long, but I feel it does a good job. It's like the perfect example of a good job of what a demo should do. It gives you all the exposure of the different points of gameplay within a game and giving you a little taste of it. And I really like the art direction as well, and some of the topics it was covering already. It does have, with some enemies, you can press the F key and it will then do like a gun kata kind of thing. It's kind of like a finishing move, and you do these cool like infused with the magic kind of like spins and like kick shooting things and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty good time so far. So obviously a little bit rough around the edges. It is a demo at the end of the day, but yeah, it was interesting, and I'm glad I clicked on it, because it kind of just caught my eye. But I haven't heard anything about this. This kind of just came out of nowhere, and I'm glad I checked it out. It's definitely one to check out and see how you find it. Next one's not for the faint of heart. So this is Cairn, and we're going to reach a summit never climbed before in this survival climber. And this is from the creators of Fury and Haven. Climb anywhere and plan your route carefully, managing pitons and resources to survive unforgiving Mount Kami. Discover what Ava is willing to sacrifice to achieve the ascent of a lifetime. So this one has been like, I've seen, this is one that's been at previous NextFests as well. It looks really, really nice from the art style and things. And obviously the game, I'm guessing it has been delayed, because I thought this was coming out this year. It's got a Q1 2026 release date. That's kind of still a window, nothing confirmed right now. Basically, it's a very hardcore climbing game, like rock climbing game. So you've got the kind of the stress and the tension and everything of not wanting to fall and collapse. You have like a little, you can kind of set up like camp, and there's like, you know, little like kind of upgrades and things you can do within your camp, whether that's cooking or managing your inventory and things like that too. And you can free climb anywhere. I don't know how much you can test this out, but you can basically go anywhere you want. And there is obviously your own way of carving your way to the top. And they kind of describe it that various sections of the mountain will feel like a boss fight in how difficult it will be and challenging and stuff like that. So there'll be portions where you'll be like, that's fine, and then it will get really, really steep and difficult. And obviously there's weather effects and things like that. And you'll have resources. You'll have a certain amount of pitons, chalk, finger tape, food, water, medicine. So you've got that survival element thrown in there as well. Looks like a really hardcore version, and the sense that you're like, even like your legs will shake and stuff like that. So looking forward to checking this one out. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't get any more delays. Hopefully it is coming out early next year. Shell Soldier is a high-octane first-person shooter set in a bleak dystopian future, featuring frenetic firefights against a diverse range of enemy combatants, each employing unique tactics and weaponry and offering a wide arsenal of lethal tools at your disposal. This one has that kind of bullet time and like bits of the wall coming off as you shoot and stuff like that. Very, very, very reminiscent of Fear, if you played that game back in the day. And that was such a good game from Monolith. And yeah, I was playing this and it literally gave me that vibe straight away of like, oh, this is like beer essentially. And you've got bits of the wall flying off, bits of like grenades, and even just like when you like kick people or melee them and stuff, they go flying and things. It's got very like loose but nice physics in a weird way. I don't know how else to describe it. And it is story based as well. It's not like a roguelite or anything. It's a narrative shooter. So you'll be going through these kind of bullet hell kind of environments. It was really impressive and was a good time. And like I said, it has that nostalgic kind of feel to it, which I think goes a long way as well. So I checked this one out without actually playing the first game. This is a sequel called Locked in My Darkness 2, The Room. It's a psychological horror walking sim set between realities where the past never truly stays buried. I like this one for the art style and the visuals, the atmosphere it was building. It's more of a walking sim with exploration and puzzle solving. There's no like, as far as I'm aware, there's not much combat in any way, and it's not really action focused. It's also going to be short, like around 3 hours maybe, with some various endings. Have a go at seeing how different endings play out. But you play as Yuki Tachibana, a Japanese high school student who recently moved with her parents to a modest apartment in New York. Their attempt at a fresh start is shattered as the sins of the past refuse to remain hidden, and something dark begins to awaken within the walls of their new home. So we're going to experience a dark narrative-driven journey inspired by classic psychological horror, disturbing audio, tense environments, and an unsettling atmosphere that evolves as the game progresses. No release date for this one yet. It is being published by Indie.io, and the dev is Risagi team. It looks quite interesting, so one to keep an eye on for the horror fans. Astrobotanica is a really interesting take on an open world survival craft game. So we're going to be discovering Earth 300,000 years ago as an alien biologist. So we've like crash landed on prehistoric Earth, and I feel like that alone is a really good premise for a survival game, because you can still like kind of, it's interesting to see that time period, which isn't really explored that much. We're going to be utilizing our expertise in botany to survive, grow plants, harvest crops, compose and brew tonics, reveal hidden powers of unknown plants, engage with primal humans, leaving your mark on the future of civilization. So it's got quite an interesting feel to it, because you're going to be basically technologically advanced, but at the same time in a world that isn't. And early access for this is coming in 2025. Apparently it's coming from Space Goblin Studio. I would say the demo was a little bit rough around the edges. I will have like a full kind of video of this one, so if you're interested, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That one will be dropping shortly. It's coming soon at the moment, but obviously they are saying at the moment it's 2025, but we'll have to see, because it might be depending on how the demo goes and the feedback and stuff. I would say there's bits where it's a little bit rough around the edges. It is a demo, obviously it's not the finished product, so that is understandable. But I'm not too sure in terms of like time frames and all that kind of stuff. Really interesting that it's kind of like more of a science-driven survival game as well. The setting being prehistoric Earth, and you're an alien that's crashed here is quite unique. So I like the idea of that. We want to keep an eye on, and yeah, I will have a playthrough of this on the channel should you wish to watch that as well. And last but not least, we've got Valorborn. So dive into a living medieval fantasy sandbox RPG. Whether you lead a group or walk alone, carve your own identity. Hunt, steal, trade, build, or wander freely. Explore a vast open world and shape your journey through immersive roleplay and boundless freedom. So this reminded me a little bit of a game I'd tried a long time ago. Didn't really get too into it back then. It has been on my list to come back to it, but that game is Kenshi, and it's kind of notoriously known for being like quite a hardcore but like open world life sim, and this is kind of got that similar kind of vibe as well. This is from Lapse Games, and it's going to be coming soon into early access. They don't say when though, there's no like confirmed date yet. There's a few different biomes, and obviously you've got that medieval fantasy vibe. So the top down and like the kind of go anywhere, do anything kind of thing does give you a bit of a like a RuneScape vibe, if I'm honest, as well. But you've got like building and crafting. You can rent houses. There's like a full economy, and you can go hunt and gather your resources, craft all your tools and things, and make a base. You can go live in the wilderness if you want. And it is kind of lofty goals, but you can, like I said, you can write your own story, as it says right on the Steam page. You can do what you want. So you can assemble a crew, you can go solo, You can be the hero, you can be the villain. Interested to see how I get on with this personally, like longer term, because I find sometimes I'm someone who likes a little bit of direction, as well as being able to go and do my own thing. So we'll see. But I think if you're like a fan of like sandbox, kind of open sandboxes and things like that, this is going to be really, really interesting. Again, demo available to download, and this one was available before Steam Next Fest, so hopefully it will still be around after as well. And that's all from me for this one. This was more just a quick overview just to show you some of the bigger picks that caught my eye and some of the ones I really enjoyed checking out. As I said, there are thousands more, and one of the biggest things that do help devs out is to add to your wish list. So if there are any games that you download and you check out and you like the look of, make sure you add it to your wish list, because it does help them with publishing deals or just giving a general indication of how their launch will go. So really, really goes a long way. And like I said, I will leave my Steam curator page linked below as well. So if you want more of these throughout the year, I normally update my curator page every now and again with like games that I've been checking out or playing and things like that. So yeah, you can also then check those out too. But with that all said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out, and let me know in the comments below if I've missed any, which ones caught your eye, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.